Yo, so what's good, y'all? We back in here with a new video, and we are officially set with our conference finals matchups. Tuesday night, Miami versus the Celtics, game one. If you want to know what I had to say about that series, you can go check out my latest video down in the description. And then we got the Western Conference Finals on Wednesday night between the Golden State Warriors and the Dallas Mavericks. And this matchup is kind of an interesting and unexpected matchup because, let's be real, a lot of us did not expect the Dallas Mavericks to be here. Many of us thought it was going to be Warriors versus Suns because those were the two, favorites to go to the conference finals all season long. But the Mavericks, they kind of got this March Madness Cinderella team feel heading into this series with Luka balling out of his mind, even though he does this on the regular. You got Jalen Brunson doing what he's doing. Spencer Dinwiddie's coming off that magical Game 7 he just had. And they beat the number one seed Phoenix Suns. So they are definitely feeling themselves because a lot of people, including myself, didn't think they'd be here. Then on the Golden State side of things, they just took care of their business, did what they had to do. Even though the Memphis series could have went either way, in my opinion, if Ja Morant stays healthy, the Warriors are still the Warriors. And they are the favorites in this series, as they should, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, they've been through it all. They know what it takes to win, and they know what it takes, to go far in these type of series and not let it slip like the Suns did. But man, after watching what Luka did versus the Suns, I can't just let it go. I can't. He had a classical series, averaging 32.6 points per game, nearly 10 boards, 7 assists against a team with multiple solid defenders like Jay Crowder, Mikal Bridges, two of the best defenders on that team, and he was doing it to everybody. But now with this Golden State team, it'll be a little more difficult in my opinion for Dallas because Dallas likes to play small. Dwight Powell's their big, and he's not really like a 5, but Golden State can go small. They can go small ball now because they don't need to play Kevon Looney in this series like that. They can just run out there with Draymond at the 5 and things will function pretty well in my opinion. And they did this for basically the majority of the second round, Golden State, so I don't think they'll have much of a problem adjusting to Dallas. And if they do decide to go to Kevon Looney at the 5, let's be real. We all know what's happening to him. With Luka basically searching for him at will, that's what's basically going to happen. What he did to Ayton and Biyombo versus Phoenix, what he did to Zubac in those series versus the Clippers the previous years, he's just going to do that to Looney all night long if Golden State decides to run him out there. So I don't think we'll be seeing much of him unless, Dallas decides to put in a center, which I don't even think they have. So I don't think we'll be seeing much of him. But Golden State, I think the problem and the difference between Phoenix and Golden State is Phoenix has scorers, Booker and CP3, even though CP3 choked. But Golden State has their own guys who are good defenders and good scorers. They got Andrew Wiggins, who was an all-star starter. We can discuss whether or not he deserves it, in hindsight, but he's still a good player, great defender, pretty solid offensive player. Draymond Green, one of the best defenders in the league. Klay Thompson, who's still a pretty solid defender, even though he's coming off those injuries. Still pretty solid, and they're all bodies that Golden State can throw at Luka. Then on the flip side, on the offensive side, they got scorers, like I said before. Andrew Wiggins put up points. He averaged nearly anywhere from 18 to 19 points I think he averaged this season. Klay Thompson, we know what he can do. Jordan Poole had himself a career season. Steph Curry is Steph Curry. They got more weapons than what Phoenix had last series, and it shows in the stats because Golden State right now is averaging the most points per game in these playoffs so far. Then it also, in my opinion, comes down to how hot can Dallas stay from beyond the arc because, damn, they were not missing from 3 in their last series versus the Suns, and they need to stay that way if they want to have their best chance to beat this Golden State team. They also need the help. Jalen Brunson needs to stay consistent. He cannot afford to have a bad game 1 and 2 like he did last series, in my opinion. I don't think he can get away with doing that. The series will end quick if he does. And they're going to need to win the coaching battle. Jason Kidd versus Steve Kerr. Jason Kidd really had a great series against Monty Williams last time. Now we'll get to see against what he can do against one of the more elite coaches in Steve Kerr, another elite coach. So we'll see between that matchup because coaching matchups are always a key part in the playoffs. They're one of the most underrated, but one of the most biggest things that happen in playoff series every year. Now, on the defensive side of the ball for Dallas, they got their fair share of guys. I still like their defensive players that they can throw on Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Jordan Poole. I like Reggie Bullock. He had a great series defensively. Dorian Finney-Smith. They're going to need to try their best to lock in on these guys because we all know, you can't stop Steph. He basically just controls his own destiny. Klay Thompson, you can actually contain Klay Thompson. As crazy as it sounds, yeah, when he gets hot, but it's not like he's putting the ball on the floor. The only thing is he moves around so much, he's going to get you tired. That's the only negative, but he's easier to guard than Steph is. Jordan Poole, on the other hand, can put the ball on the floor, but if he's out there with Steph, he's more likely going to be moving around. So they're going to need to contain those guys. If they can contain those guys, because Jordan Poole wasn't balling out towards the end of the Memphis series like he was earlier. If they can contain him, then it puts them in their best chance to win. But Dallas is really going to have to execute on all facets of the game to beat this Warriors team. The Warriors are basically the favorites to win the title now out of all the teams remaining. And if I had to choose, I'd probably predict that the Warriors win this series and they end what is the Luka Doncic show. I'd say they'd win probably in 6 games. But like I said, I just wouldn't be shocked at all if Dallas pulls off another major upset because championship teams and teams that go far, for some reason, they got these weird paths. Something lucky or something crazy happens, and Dallas has that feel right now. They're not even really supposed to be here, but they're here because of the 2-0 comeback versus the Suns and, Luka coming back in round 1 and doing what he did to beat the Jazz. They're not really supposed to be here, but they've went far, and I wouldn't be shocked at all if they pull off another upset. I'm rooting for them because I've seen Golden State in the finals way too many times. I'm sorry, Warriors fans. I've seen y'all in the finals too many times to see y'all go back and win it again. But hey, I expect a good series, want to see some good basketball. Luka's going to do what Luka got to do. Steph's going to be Steph. It's going to be a great series. Anyways, that's going to do it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Link will be down in the description below. This has been a checkup where we talk hoops and hoops only. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.